How's this for an endorsement from the President of the United States, Sean Parnell? Sean Parnell is an American hero. Connor Lamb has proven to be an American fraud and a puppet for crazy Nancy Pelosi. He said he would not vote for her for Speaker and did. Will kill 2A. Voted to impeach. A total and complete Sean Parnell endorsement. That was back on May 26th. And Sean Parnell is our guest right now. Combat veteran of Afghanistan, former Army captain, running for Congress right now in Pennsylvania. Let's see, the 17th district near Pittsburgh. Sean, it's good to meet you. Good to see you. I've heard you on a million different podcasts. How are you? Welcome to Newsmax.
Thanks for having me. This is a first. I'm grateful and glad to be here. Thanks.
Well, terrific. Hey, listen, the one thing that I was taken aback by, that Connor Lamb, who you're running against, he's a Democrat. He's a fellow veteran. He served in the military, the Marine Corps, I believe, as a lawyer. Did you have any qualms about taking on a veteran? You know, there's a brotherhood, but, you know, I don't think civilians recognize that there's also a rivalry sometimes.
Yeah, there is a rivalry. And for me, you know, it's less about taking on a veteran per se and more about taking on somebody that embodies policies that are not good for this country. This is someone who campaigned essentially as a conservative, said he was going to support President Trump, but voted to impeach him on both accounts, said he was going to oppose Nancy Pelosi, but votes with her over 90% of the time. In fact, he votes with Ilhan Omar and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over 90% of the time. This is somebody who said he was going to be pro-life, but voted against the Born Alive Act, said he was going to be pro-gun, but now is an F rating with the NRA. He's a case study in contrasts, and the values that he represents, the far left radical policies of the new Democratic Party, are really not in keeping with Western Pennsylvania in my district. And so I'm running at the end of the day to give the people of my district a voice, because right now they don't have one.
Number one priority, if you get to Congress, what do you want to make your issue? What is your thing?
It's got to be the economy. I mean, our economy is in shambles right now, and we've got to do everything that we can in Congress. While, you know, government can't create jobs, right? But we can certainly set the conditions for pro-growth policies to help facilitate a climate here in Western Pennsylvania where small business can thrive. And so what does that look like? I think it looks like cutting taxes for every American in every income bracket. I think it looks like following in President Trump's footsteps to continue to roll back regulations on our small businesses so we make it friendly, you know, Pennsylvania and America, a friendly place to do business. And, you know, got to start getting people back to work. I never thought in my life I'd see food lines in my district, but this pandemic has done a number on our economy. So have these lockdowns. And so getting people back to work and getting this economy strong again and working with the president to help him do that is going to be agenda item number one.
So you joined the military when? Right after college?
I was a sophomore in college and when the towers came down. And I don't come from a long line of military generals or something in my family. But when I saw the towers come down, I went down to the recruiter's office, told the recruiter I wanted to join the infantry, go to airborne school where the military could teach me how to jump out of perfectly good airplanes, and go to Ranger School because I knew it was the best leadership school that the Army had to offer. And I wanted to be on the front lines of the fight after 9/11. And I ended up graduating from Duquesne University in the heart of Pittsburgh, became a brand new second lieutenant. And 2 years later, I was on the front lines of the war in Afghanistan, taking the fight to the enemy.
Wow. And then when you got out of the military, I mentioned the podcast. I mean, I heard you kind of all over the place as a real veterans advocate. How did that happen? Because you became when I heard you were running for Congress, I wasn't surprised at all because you've been all over the place and so active in these issues. Just tell me a little bit about the transition.
Well, I left the military broken. To be completely honest, the transition was really tough. I came back here, went to grad school, started writing books, and my first mission upon getting back was trying to tell the story of my troops. And I did that with Outlaw Platoon. It's their book, but that book took off and became a New York Times bestseller, and that gave me ways to get back to my communities in a larger way, to include, you know, advocating for veterans and policies that benefit our veterans when they come home from war, doing charity work. I've got a charity that I'm a small part of that gives service dogs to veterans, first responders, and their families.
Yeah.
You know, I just I didn't need to wear a uniform to continue to serve my country. And that's what I've been doing for the last 8 years since before I started running for Congress.
Sean Parnell, good luck. And by the way, he is a hell of a writer. I'm a fan, and keep it up, okay?
Yes.
Competitive race you got on your hands, but you've got a lot of support, especially in the White House.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You bet. You bet. To be continued.